just do this. Disclaimer. I do not own any of these men. They are
That's a lie.
adults, and this most likely will
Debatable.
occur at some point in the future. Male, oh, I have to check my text messages. Do you want to meet us? What? Do you want to meet us there? We got a couple places to go.
Fucking.
Fuck.
Is that Bruce Lee?
Sure.
Tell him to wait. Yeah, whatever.
Meet you there. That means I'm gonna have to leave like immediately after this.
Well, that's just gonna
Okay.
be awkward because you can have a boner.
No, I'm gonna like. Yeah, okay. Okay, so here we go. I have to get dressed after this. I have to put on like pants and stuff.
Okay, you don't wear pants.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's ready.
All right, or Sam, your line's first.
I know. Come on out, Mike. You've been in there a half hour.
Gavin shouted, banging on the door Mike was behind. Mike whimpered and unlocked the door. I'm scared.
Don't be a bloody ponce. Let's have a look.
Gavin laughed and opened the bathroom door. He took a final swig of his beer and placed it on the bathroom counter. Mike was standing in the middle of Ray's bathroom in a pair of black leather chaps. They hugged his small hips well and didn't leave much to the imagination.
Not bad.
Gavin smiled
Well, let's go to the party then.
and grabbed Mike's arm, pulling him into the direction of the door. No! Mike shouted and tried to pull his arm away. There isn't any material in the back. Mike lowered his hands behind his back, where Gavin had assumed his bare ass was showing. Gavin laughed even harder.
This is brilliant. I need another beer.
While Gavin hurried out to get another drink, Mike sat down on the bath ledge. Cold! Mike whimpered and stood back up. Fuck, whose line is this?
I think this is me.
Mike.
Okay, this is you.
Maybe. Mike?
There was a tapping behind the wall. Yeah? Mike answered the voice. It was Ray, of course, who was in his own bedroom.
Did your outfit come with bottoms?
Ray asked nonchalantly. Yeah, but I'm missing a top, Mike answered.
Fuck. You want to come in here for a minute?
Ray asked. Mike realized he didn't give a fuck anymore. Everyone else had seen his bare butt, whether he wanted them to or not, and headed over to Ray's room. Opening the door, Mike stopped and stared at the image before him. Ray was wearing a tan leather vest, sitting loosely on his shoulders. The vest was open, and Mike could see Ray's Caucasian chest between the leather. Mike swallowed hard, and then realized that was all Ray was wearing. Mike flushed red, his eyes widened. Where are your pants, Ray? Mike couldn't help but look below Ray's waistline and blushed even harder.
YOLO, right?
Ray said he didn't even... And he noticed that Mike's pants were getting increasingly tighter in the crotch.
Looks like you're not a dirty straight after all.
He added, a smile on his face. Mike was confused. The blood was rushing away from his flustered cheeks to his crotch, and it was hard to think of what Ray was saying. Mike managed to say, and turned around to leave the room.
Damn.
Ray said, still with that soft voice that made Mike stop. For a moment, he forgot, but now he realized that Ray was staring at his bare ass. Mike turned back around and saw Ray moving closer to him. He couldn't help but notice that Ray was interested physically. Mike's mind began to race again, and before he got to think... Fuck, I can't read. And before he got to think of anything coherent, he felt a firm hand on his left ass cheek.
Where are you going?
Ray whispered. Mike jumped, not realizing that Ray's mouth was so close to his ear. Mike began to try and think again. He tried to he tried to turn around to face Ray. Ray now had Mike right where he wanted him. He grabbed him by the ass and pulled him close. Mike's eyes fluttered shut, his body obviously taking control of his of what he wants. Ray placed his lips right next to Mike's ear and pulled their bodies together, and their chests were touching.
Like what you saw?
Ray asked in a husky voice. Mike swallowed and shivered, his cock reacting to Ray's words. Ray could feel Ray could feel exactly Mike's reaction and thrusted slightly against him. Mike moaned. "Ugh." Ray laughed teasingly and pushed Mike hard against the bedroom wall. Mike felt Ray's lips crashing against his own, and he awkwardly stood up, his hands down at his sides. Ray pulled away quickly and looked at Mike before kissing him hard this time. Mike responded. Mike opened his mouth a little so he could deepen the kiss, and he couldn't help but moan again. Ray slowly lifted his hands up and placed them on Ray's waist, kissing him harder. Ray thrusted towards Mike again, and this time a moan escaped from his own lips and parted away from Mike.
That's my moan.
Nice.
Dude, I'm into it.
I don't know what I'm... Mike started to say, and Ray silenced him with another kiss. He started... Fucking Twitter got in my way.
Get out of your tweet tech.
I know. And Ray silenced him with another kiss. He started to walk both of them backwards and on Ray's bed. Mike fell on top of Ray and broke away from the kiss and to look over him. Ray's skin was flushed and his hard cock was pressing against Mike's stomach. Mike had never seen anything more beautiful. His arms trembled as he landed.
That's beautiful. I'm trying to fuck your stomach. Dude, I'm gonna fuck your belly button. You're gonna love it.
Sorry, Mike started again, and Ray just laughed and groped Mike's ass once more. After hearing a squeak from the small boy's
dude,
lips...
I'm aggressive.
Yeah, you are. Ray sat up and looked at Mike, grabbing his hand. Mike let his hand be led, and before he realized it, he was slowly pumping Ray's hard cock. Oh my god!
Don't you hate when you're not paying attention and all of a sudden you're just slowly pumping my hard cock? Fucking, that's the worst.
Holy shit. Okay.
You guys wanted this.
Okay. Ray's eyes fluttered.
Yeah, we did.
Ray's eyes fluttered and he moaned. Mike couldn't believe what was happening. A few hours ago, he didn't know what he wanted this, but now it was all he wanted. Mike leaned in and kissed Ray again, knowing he couldn't be rejected at this point, and gripping Ray's cock harder. Ray's hands drifted away from helping Mike and began to try to undress the younger boy. Mike pulled back from the kiss and let Ray brush his hand across his tight black leather concealed cock, moaning slightly.
You've seen me, now let me see you.
Ray breathed into Mike's ear, licking his earlobe and beginning to kiss down his neck. Mike had never been in so much pleasure in his entire life. He shifted his position to let Ray take off the black leather chaps. I'm just picturing myself in those. It's amazing.
You need to buy some.
Oh my god. Yeah, I do. As the fabric was pulled down, Mike's cock sprang free, pre-cum already soaking the tip. Ray licked his lips and began to lower himself down towards the hot flesh. Ray licked the tip lightly, causing
Dude, I'm
Mike
so gay.
causing Mike to shiver and moan. Ray smiled. Fuck, I lost my place.
Ray smiled and lowered his entire
Ray
mouth.
smiled and lowered his entire mouth over Mike's length.
Jesus Christ, I unhinged my jaw.
You're like a snake. Mike fell backwards onto the bed, unable to keep himself up. Getting lost in the idea that Ray was sucking his aching cock. It was too much for him, too much to handle. Mike knew he wouldn't be able to last. Wait, Ray, I did that wrong. Wait, Ray, Mike breathed out, Ray sucking in, swirling his tongue around, before letting Mike's cock free with a pop. Ray looked up at Mike, his lips wet. It drove Mike wild. He was about to do something he never thought he was going to do. He sat up again and took Ray's cock in his hand, keeping his eyes
You're
locked.
still pumping.
Yeah. Keeping his eyes locked with the Hispanic boy. Mike closed his eyes and tried to imitate what Ray had just done to him and licked the tip softly. Ray placed his hands on Mike's shoulders for support and helped lower Mike over his entire cock. Mike choked at first. But wanted to please his
Pretty
friend.
solid choke noise.
Thank you. But wanted to please his friend and he tried to relax. He tried to relax and began to bob his head up and down.
Yeah, just like that.
Ray groaned, encouraging Mike along. Mike became a, Mike became a little more confident and moved his position, so he was fully between Ray's legs.
And
Gavin
scene.
and scene. Gavin, hold on a second. I need to take some water.
Whew.
It's getting fucking hot in here. I can't see the chat, but I can only assume they're all fucking masturbating at the same time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So they are.
Okay. Okay. Ray had been sitting in the kitchen, sipping the beer he had left Mike. Sipping the beer he had left Mike to get. He looked at his watch and realized it had been some time since he heard anything from Mike or Ray. Getting off the stool, he sturdied himself. I'm getting sick. Gavin headed down the hall towards the bathroom, peeking his head in, seeing no one. He walked a few steps more and noticed Ray's bedroom door was half open. Gavin was about to shout and knock on the door when he heard a strange noise. Curious, Gavin looked through the opening and he could not believe what he saw. Ray was leaning against the headboard as Mike was between his legs, his ass in the air. This time without any clothes on at all.
No, my best. It's the source of my power.
It is. Gavin's John Thomas began to swell in his jeans. Gavin took another swig of his beer before putting it down on the closet table and rushed back to the erotic scene. Gavin, already drunk and very turned on, began to rub himself between his jeans. When Mike began to moan with Ray, Gavin couldn't handle the tightness anymore and began to undo his pants. Shuffling down his boxers, he slowly started to pump his British manhood. Mike had popped his head up
What does
and
that
kissed.
even mean?
Mike had popped his head up and kissed Ray hard on the lips. Ray must have been biting Mike's lips because Mike began whimpering. Pulling away from a rough kiss, Mike scooted back down Ray's body, kissing his chest before working his cock again. Gavin's breath began to pick up as he pumped his cock harder. This was so incredibly hot. He had to see more. Trying to get a better look, Gavin leaned against the door. The door swung open a little more with his pants around his ankles and his hand working his cock. He stumbled forward. The door swung open all the way with a thud, and Gavin fell forward onto his knees. Ray's eyes shot open at the sound, and he sees a half-dressed Gavin on the floor.
Well,
Ray says, raising his arms in the air. It comes out more as a moan as Mike chokes down Ray's entire length.
Well, lads.
Gavin said, getting to his feet.
that's right, Sam has lines.
Yep. Mike has pulled away from Ray at this point and turned to face Gavin, his face flushed and his breath ragged. Dude, your John Thompson is huge, Mike said in awe, mouth open. Gavin smirked and stepped out of his pants that were around his ankles.
Watching you two, nothing has gotten my knob harder.
Gavin admitted, walking over the bed clumsily. Ray laughed and looked down at Mike, who looked frightened, but then back up at Gavin, who was now hovering over him.
Well, you gonna join us or what?
Ray asked teasingly, lifting Gavin's shirt off, revealing his extremely hairy chest.
Oh, Mike, lay down the way you were before. I want to try something.
Gavin said. Mike began to move and Gavin grabbed his hips roughly, helping him into a position with his ass in the air.
Yeah, just like that.
Holy fucking, these so many text messages. He said, licking his fingers. Mike became really nervous. He had just sucked his first cock, and now it looks like he was going to be the subject of something he had only dreamed of. Ray grabbed Mike's head and pulled him towards his cock again. Mike licked and sucked up the side and began to use one hand to fondle.
Imagining fucking us in like a triangle formation.
Like a triforce.
Yeah, the triforce of cocks.
Yes. Oh my God. Ray moaned loudly, encouraging him. Gavin placed a wet finger on Mike's tight hole. Mike jumped. Mike jumped at the touch, excited and nervous at the same time. Gavin slipped on Digit into the tight.
I meant in.
Oh, slipped in Digit into the tight space and moved it slowly in and out, letting Mike get used to the size. Mike moaned onto Ray's cock, causing Ray to moan himself. This was this was too hot. So much was happening so fast. Mike began to feel a little good. Mike began to feel a little good, feeling Gavin moving around inside of him. Gavin was already prepping a second finger, while gently stroking his cock.
Just gotta tease a little.
Gavin said seductively, and then lowered his head onto Mike's pink entrance and flicked his tongue over it. Mike
Pink entrance.
Mike popped his head up from Ray. No, what are you? Mike began to protest, attempting to wiggle away from the British boy.
You want to spank me for being bad, or will you let me continue?
Gavin suggested, and Ray kissed Mike's neck, kissing his collar bone and back. Thank you for that, oh God. And back up to his lips. Mike shivered and scrunched his eyes closed as Gavin inserted his tongue into Mike's ass.
Such a brilliant, tight ass.
Gavin growled and then moved back, rubbing his spit on his massive length.
Fuck, Mike. I'm so close.
Ray moaned, thrusting into Mike's throat. Gavin placed the tip of his cock at Mike's entrance.
Are you ready?
My body is ready. Fuck me, Gavin. Mike moaned, pulling away from Ray's cock, not wanting Ray to come inside his mouth. Yeah, you're right.
That shit's gross.
Yeah, you. Ray moved around and decided to take advantage of the open position Gavin was in. Ray smacked Gavin hard on the ass, and then a bit on his shoulder. Sam.
Ouch, you bugger! I will fuck your tight ass after if you continue with that.
Gavin shouted.
Let me watch you fuck him.
Ray said, giving Gavin a kiss on the lips.
Mwah.
Mike put his head down and took a deep breath, ready for his virginity to be taken by the sexiest man at Achievement Hunter. He even got an award by the site. Site user Nicole. Gavin slipped the tip of his large cock into Mike's tight ass and teased the hole slightly, letting Mike get used to his girth. Mike shuddered as he felt his
fucking Gary Oak.
His asshole widening. It was painful, but he knew it would get better. Gavin slipped further in, stopped. Mike winced and let out a large breath. Okay, do it. Mike whimpered. Ray loved watching Mike be so vulnerable, and
it did.
And he could tell Gavin was loving it too. Gavin began to slowly pull out of the tight hole again, and then slowly back in. More, Mike said, trying not to let the tears build. Gavin thrusted harder this time, hitting something inside hitting something inside Mike that made his eyes shoot. Oh, Celestia! Mike moaned. That was amazing. Yeah.
What the fuck? What just happened?
Yeah, I can't read anymore. Gavin took this as a good sign and began to start a slow and hard pass. Fucking
pace.
Oh, what?
Well, it says pass, but it pace.
Oh, pace. Fucking Mike's tight ass. Ray had been kissing Gavin's neck and rubbing the thick chest hair while Gavin had been preparing Mike, and now felt a little left out of the pleasure. Ray went back and forth. No, wait. Ray went
back in front.
Back in front of Mike.
It's like a conga line of sex. I'm in front now.
Who is now on his hands and knees, moaning and panting.
Fucking doggy.
Ray kissed Mike hard, biting his lip and growling.
Suck my cock some more.
Ray begged and lowered Mike's head onto his cock once more. Mike said, moaning onto Ray's hard length. He was being fucked from both ends now, and it felt so good.
Fucking Chinese finger trap. You're fucking spit roasted. You're being spit roasted.
My God. He knew he couldn't hold out much longer, and he didn't want to be the first to come.
Well, because that makes you like the gayest, right? If you're the first one to come in the situation, like you're the homosexual in this situation. Gotcha.
Sam.
Oh. Oh, Bullocks. I don't think I can hold much longer. Oh, that much longer. Your ass is too tight.
Gavin said through gritted teeth, thrusting harder into Mike's ass. He slapped Mike's ass and threw his head back in pleasure. Mike... I mean, I have to throw my head back in pleasure. I don't know what that was.
That was you throwing your head back in pleasure.
All right. Mike winced. Blah blah blah. Oh yeah. Mike winced, and his teeth gritted on Ray's cock.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Oh fuck!
Ray said. His breathing turned into panting.
Do that again.
He growled. Mike didn't want to hurt his friend, but hearing Ray breathe like that, he swallowed as much as Ray's cock as he could, and then slowly pulled his head up, letting his teeth brush the shaft. Well, one hand groped his balls. Mike couldn't hold himself any longer. His arms shaking, his body came closer to climax.
Yes.
Ray moaned loudly. And before Mike could even attempt to move away, Ray was spilling his seed into Mike's mouth. Ew. Mike coughed, tasted the salty cum, and grimaced. After swallowing what was in his mouth, he realized it wasn't as bad as he always feared. He continued to swallow the final shots of Ray's
wasn't that bad.
Oh, God. And felt his own... Well, hey, you're the gay one here, okay?
Yeah, I guess so. Thanks, Sam. I'm a homosexual.
Sorry.
And felt his own building in his loins. Ray's softening cock popped out of Mike's mouth, and he gripped the sheets hard. Now, overwhelmed with pleasure, he tried to hold on. Oh, fuck! Oh, no! Mike moaned loudly, and came all over Ray's bed, falling onto his chest, his arms unable to support him anymore.
Tease it. Tease it.
Gavin groaned, thrusting one more hard time and filling Mike's tight asshole with his salty goodness. My God.
So salty.
Knowing he would crush Mike, he popped himself up on his arms and just sat there, breathing heavily, his eyes fluttering shut. Gavin opened his eyes again and saw himself looking at Mike's sweaty back, and his mind began to understand what had really just happened. Pulling out slowly out of Mike, he heard Mike groan. Mike said. He was shaking and tired and tried to lay down. It felt weird not to have Gavin's hard length inside of him. It still felt so stretched and very wet.
Fuck. That was incredible.
Ray said, laying down beside Mike.
Aren't we supposed to be going out to a party?
Gavin asked, yawning. Guys, what just happened? Mike said, suddenly afraid. Are we gay? His voice cracked.
Well, you are now a full boy, Mike. Congratulations.
Ray said, chuckling to himself. Ray closed his eyes. Oh no, Mike closed his eyes. And then whapped in the face with a pillow. Oh, and then was whapped in the face with a pillow. Okay. There we go.
What?
What are we going to say to Michael and Lindsay about being late? Mike whimpered, pulling the pillow away from his face.
Oh, you need another voice. I'll do it. Hello?
A voice echoed down the hall. Mike, Gavin, and Ray sat up quickly and looked at each other. Caleb. They forgot he was going to be the one driving them to the party. He must have come over to the house when no one was answering their phone.
1 second.
Ray yelled, throwing his vest on and attempting to find... Yes, the vest!
Dude, the vest always goes on first. First thing on, last thing off.
Fuck. And attempting to find a pair of pants. It was too late. Caleb was standing at the bedroom door, and he had a very puzzled look on his face. Not what it looks like, Mike said to Caleb.
I just won't ask.
Caleb said, shaking his head, not being able to tear his eyes away from the scene. Gavin was naked, on his back, popped up on his elbows. Mike had his assless chaps on backwards and his shirt on. Dude, I'm wearing the pants backwards. Yes. And Ray had only managed to get his vest around his dick. Caleb shut the door and walked back down the hall to the front door, chuckling to himself. He was so going to tell everybody about this, or everyone about this. The end.
The end. Jesus
Holy
Christ.
fuck.